Forever and day, forever and day, the mercies of the Lord endure forever and day.
Yep.
Hey, stop it.
It's cheers to Beer and Psalms Wednesday.
It is. Cheers.
Beer and Psalms Wednesday.
Good to have you, Mr. Snell.
Thank you, Mr. Sumter.
Aaron Snell in the house. He's our. Can we call him a worship leader for our conference? Is that what
That
it
comes
is?
with baggage. I don't know.
Lots of
Everybody's
baggage.
like, what's wrong with that?
This is Psalm 136, our Psalm of the day. This is our Psalm, a shanty. We call it a shanty.
We do call it.
Right?
Yeah.
We don't just call it, the world calls it a shanty.
So, Pastor Toby finally here. A water boy here. Campus preacher, not here.
No.
Chocolate Knox,
Not
here. Aaron Snell.
Here.
Aaron Snell's been on the show before.
Yes.
I don't even know what I'm doing over here. I'm doing something over here.
Yeah, keep turning that knob.
It's not, whatever it is, it's not working.
It's making him feel like he has power.
As you guys know, Knox is still down in Salt Lake with his son, and so we're kind of doing everything here in the house. But here, so Aaron Snell's in the studio because we're going to talk about beer and psalms. But we're also going to talk about why we sing beer and psalms at our conference.
We don't sing beer, we drink it. But
Yes.
we sing psalms.
and it helps you sing.
Why we sing beer.
But first, before we get there, I got special secret insider footage to the FBI raid at Mar-a-Lago. This is how it all went down. There you go.
Wow.
There you go.
Well, cheers.
Yeah, cheers to beer and psalms.
Oh my goodness. Well, with that in mind, we're on a mission to make magazines great again. So subscribe to our Fight Laugh Feast magazine today, right now, before the FBI raids your house.
That's right.
This is a quarterly mini book-like experience, packed full of a variety of authors that includes theologically driven cultural commentary, a psalm of the quarter, recipes for feasting, laughter sprinkled throughout the glossy pages, and more. Sign up your church. Sign up your grumpy uncle.
That's right.
Sign up the FBI.
Yes.
Elon Musk, Russell Moore, everybody.
Please sign up the FBI.
Disclaimer, this magazine will guarantee various responses and cross-politic is not held liable for any of them. Reading the whole magazine may cause theological maturation, possibly encourage your kids to take the Lord's Supper with you, and will likely cause you to randomly chuckle, enjoy God's wondrous world. Sign up today. 4 issues, $60 per year. That's it. Go to fightlaughfeast.com right now and sign up today.
That's an important disclaimer.
Right.
Warning.
Your kids might start taking the Lord's Supper.
So in 2016, I wasn't aware of this, and the FBI raided Trump's Mar-a-Lago's home.
Yeah,
not his hotel, his home, his personal private home.
Right. And there were like a lot of old ladies there, and they were having tea parties and things. And the
Were they
FBI was-
really?
Well, did you see the video?
Oh, yeah, I did.
It was somebody's birthday party.
I already forgot about the video. Apparently, there was like 40 plus FBI agents there, and in 2000, I was going for it.
Really?
Apparently, I don't even know my own news segment. Schumer, in 2016, kind of said some very interesting related stuff about the FBI.
You take on the intelligence community, they have 6 ways from Sunday at getting back at you.
Oh.
So even for a practical, supposedly hard-nosed businessman, he's being really dumb to do this.
What do you think the intelligence community would do if they were motivated?
I don't know,
to?
but from what I am told, they are very upset with how he has treated them and talked about them. And we need the intelligence community. We don't know what's going on. Look at the Russian hacking. Without the intelligence community, we wouldn't have discovered it.
Do you think he has an agenda to try to dismantle parts of the intelligence community? I mean, this form of taunting hostility.
Whether you're a super liberal Democrat or a very conservative Republican, you should be against dismantling the intelligence community.
This is like talking about the mob.
They will come after you.
They will come after you. 6 ways to Sunday.
Yeah.
They're going to put a dead horse head in your bed.
Yeah. Well, but the thing that
most horse heads are dead, for the record, just so you know.
I was going, really? Well, the thing that struck me though was to me, if a raid like this happens, if they came after Gabe or Toby or something, or the FBI is not going to tell the White House that we're going after Gabe or Toby, but if they're going after Trump, the White House has to know about this.
You know, the FBI did question Pastor Doug.
Yeah, for because he wrote an article talking about burn down all the schools. And it was a reference to Mencken, wasn't it?
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a quote. But
and
anyways.
the FBI just doesn't know literature like they should have, apparently.
They went reading.
So here's the White House press secretary kind of answering some questions. Peter Doocy should get, journalist of the year and everything.
Right.
Department of Justice.
Yes or no? Just
No,
is
that
the
is
White House.
no. It's a yes or a no for you. I'm answering the question. You may not like it, but I'm answering the question, and I'm answering the question, and I'm telling you that we are not going to comment on a criminal investigation. The president has been very clear. I laid out what his thoughts were back on January 7th in 2021 about how he saw the Department of Justice. And I'm just going to leave it there. We're not going to comment from here, from this White House, on a criminal investigation that is currently happening.
Oh, they don't comment on any
Not Michael Brown.
criminal investigations that are currently happening.
No, not the Russia collusion
Right.
stuff. No.
Right. Probably not January 6th either.
No, exactly. That's exactly right. They commented on that tons of times. So, but what was crazy was actually Andrew Cuomo, I think, was the first. Mitch McConnell hadn't even spoken up, and Andrew Cuomo said this. He said, DOJ, Dodge, like Dogecoin, Dodge, must immediately explain the reason for its raid, and it must be more than a search for inconsequential archives, or it'll be viewed as a political tactic and undermine any future credible investigation legitimacy of January 6th investigations.
Wow.
So Andrew Cuomo, who got Me Too'd out of
Andrew
exactly.
Cuomo.
And Mitch McConnell, I still don't think has said anything about
What'd you call McConnell earlier?
turtlehead. He looks like a turtle.
Doing show prep, and he just says, old turtlehead. I had no idea who he's talking about.
I could see it, I guess.
You can see it. I wish we should have a picture. If you can get a picture of Mitch McConnell up here later on, so you can show the guys, that'd be great.
I don't know if it's a turtlehead.
Okay, so then I was like, all right, well, we need to play a game here. Who else should the FBI have raided before even Trump's Mar-a-Lago? So let's say Trump's guilty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever. Something.
Yeah. But here's all the opportunities the FBI had to raid before they went to Trump. They could have gotten pedophiles associated with Jeffrey Epstein. Where's the list?
Right.
How come his madam is in prison, but like none of the actors in it?
Right.
The FBI could easily Hillary Clinton, Hunter Biden's laptop. Remember, they had Hunter Biden's laptop for like 3 years before it came out.
Right. And people are actually beginning to say, you know what? There might be something to this.
Yeah.
You're like, what? What did it take?
Don't we have an agency that could go and figure that out?
Could get a warrant?
Exactly. Signed by one of Epstein's former lawyers.
Oh my goodness.
Swalwell for sleeping with a Chinese spy.
Yeah.
The FBI never contacted him. Next, the FBI could have gone after. Oh, help me out here, Haley. Where's that? There you go. Hillary Clinton's bleached hard drive.
30,000 classified emails with a hammer and bleach. Doesn't get your home searched. Remember that.
So
Thank you, Ariel Davidson, for pointing out the obvious.
Ariel Davidson.
She looks like a college graduate.
Yeah, look at her. She went to college. She's thinking.
She's a thinker.
Yeah, but hey, don't mess with the FBI.
So
they can come after you.
So you remember the charge for I'm trying to find the actual I have the note in here somewhere. The charge for Trump.
The thing that got
the thing that got the search warrant for him was him withholding classified documentation that's supposed to be going to the archives.
Okay.
So or withholding presidential information that should be going to the archives at this point.
Oh.
So that's the thing that is supposedly why the FBI is there.
Right.
But note this is and so Hillary Clinton destroys her classified information.
Yeah.
Trump.
And they're like, well, there's nothing we can do.
She bleached it. But here's where I think the plays out. Let's go to the next slide first before I get to this my point here. The next slide, this is probably the most egregious one to me. Several months ago, you remember we actually had AJ on the show. AJ was involved in this.
Okay.
Where they had physical evidence in DC Planned Parenthood where my buddy's friends, our buddy's friends, they were able to talk to one of the transfer drivers who would take the dead babies and go, and literally they would transfer them to the energy incinerating facility where they would burn the babies to energize your light bulbs in your house.
Just like in Hitler's Germany.
And in this, the guy handed over. They told the guy that was transferring. He had no clues. Like those are dead babies in there, and he's like, "Oh my gosh!"
Right.
And so he handed over
some of the trash.
The trash.
They included baby
and they
bodies.
went home. They took it home, and they found full live children in the boxes or whatever.
Not live.
Full size. Excuse me, not live. Full size children dead in the boxes. And they uncovered this. It blew up. The FBI went and arrested the lady that got the babies, that got the dead babies, and took away the evidence of this and everything.
They didn't investigate Planned Parenthood.
They came after her.
They came after the woman
who talked the driver. Yes, that's
is revealing the murder.
That's
and
right.
the Department of Justice refused to investigate the Planned Parenthood. The FBI has not conducted any raids on the abortion clinic.
So here is where I think the play's at. This is U.S. Code Title 18, Section 2071. That states, whoever having the custody of any such record, proceeding, map, book, document, paper, or anything, and willfully and unlawfully conceals, removes, mutilates, obliterates, falsifies, or destroys the same, shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 3 years or both, and shall forfeit his office and be disqualified for holding any office under the United States.
Oh, interesting. You think that's the play?
I don't know why the FBI would do this and then Trump and not find Trump not guilty.
Right.
Because if they find him not guilty and then he becomes president, what do you think is going to happen to the FBI?
Oh, yeah.
He's guilty.
Yeah. Well,
no matter how you slice this, he's guilty.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, if they don't do that, if they don't find him guilty and they don't figure out a way to, I mean, I think, this is probably a move for them trying to get him to not be able to run.
Mm-hmm.
But if they don't, like, there's a bunch of people pointing out, like, are you trying to get him reelected?
Right.
Like, you just punched below the belt, and like, there's a bunch of people that are like, you did what? Like, even Andrew Cuomo. Like, even Andrew's like, what in the world are you doing?
But Trump is their catnip.
Yeah.
They cannot resist.
That's true.
It's
true.
They see an opportunity, they go for it.
Yeah. I think that's a reasonable supposition.
When
you were reading
it's plausible.
I thought you were going to talk about Hillary.
Well, funny you mentioned that because Hillary tweeted this out. She apparently came out with a new merch line. She tweeted this out.
She tweeted this. I saw this and I totally thought it was Photoshop.
It was her tweet. Oh yeah, that's total Photoshop. But her hat. So this is her new merch line, and says, for those who are listening audibly to this,
but her emails.
But her emails. So she's like taunting the FBI and Trump, being like, "Come at me."
That is total taunting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like she's like, they're not coming after me.
Yeah.
I'm safe.
Yeah.
That's nuts. That is complete nuts. Well, Bobo construction. That's what we need to talk about.
We got to go there.
Yeah. Because, I mean, what are you going to do after you see Hillary with a butthurt emails baseball cap on?
Exactly.
Stop sending your hard-earned money to companies that hate you. It's time to build a Christian economy. Bobo Construction, Inc. is literally doing just that. For all of your construction needs, partner with Bobo Construction, Inc. today for any project in California, Nevada, Washington, or Idaho. Contact Austin Bobo at Bobo, that's ABOBO, at boboconstructioninc.com or visit the website www.boboconstructioninc.com.
Ever and day.
Oh, you just hit that again.
Is that good? Is that timing good?
Yeah. Sure.
Are we singing this year at the conference? Is this on the list?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Aaron and I just had a meeting. We just had a powwow.
Okay.
Just a few minutes before the show, talking about the Psalm hymn list for Fight, Laugh, Feast in Knoxville, October 6th through the 8th.
Okay.
And this is on the list.
Okay.
Also, To the Word, the other sea shanty that we've sung before.
Two shanties. Yeah.
This is Psalm 136. This is the Psalm of the day.
Okay. Yep. For us here, here on the show.
For right now on the show. Yeah. And then we're going to be singing at the conference.
Okay.
But yeah, we wanted to talk to Aaron about so you've been there now since, you were there at the beginning, Aaron.
The inaugural event.
Were you there when we were on the green turf?
Yes.
I was.
Wow.
Yes.
Because originally, I was like, I was just gonna have Toby lead the Psalms, and Toby's like, no, we're get someone.
I mean, I can do it on the fly, but it's not Aaron Snell quality. But so Aaron, I mean, you've been there since the beginning. I think I want to actually hear from you first. Like, tell us. So I mean, first of all, did you have any idea what you're getting into when we asked you to come lead Psalms at Fight Laugh Feast? And what's it been like? What's your experience been?
It's funny how God writes the stories, because it wasn't just that it was the first one 2 years ago. It was the first one 2 years ago in 2020.
Right.
So that was the context for how it ignited, and then sort of what the momentum has been like,
right?
Over the last couple of years for the Fight Laugh Feast conferences. I kind of knew what I was getting into just because I know Gabe.
Because you know Gabe.
Right. So
everybody sort of like should know better. If you're doing this with Gabe.
What I knew is I can make my plans, but hold them loosely, because you never know.
It's like a roller coaster, but I'm only on one track.
I was going to say
it all works and it's
kind
fun.
Of like when the FBI raids your house.
That's right.
And you're trying to have a tea party with old ladies.
Yep.
If it looked
chaos.
like, if you were there at any of the conferences and it looked like we all knew what we were doing and it was all planned, it was just like 5 minutes right before everything went on. It was like, okay, all right, let's go.
You do that now.
Yeah. No, what an amazing event it was, just to even be at, much less be involved with in that capacity.
In 2020.
In 2020, there was just this huge, overwhelming sense of, wait, I'm not alone.
Mm-hmm.
And these are my people. And it was in the context of that deprivation of that year.
Right.
So many people were encountering, and so many people shaken loose from their churches of many years. It just suddenly is like, this is not the church I thought it was, and I can't do this. And Fight Laugh Feast was a lifeline for those people. So there was just this undercurrent of energy the whole time.
Maybe the only Christian conference that happened in 2020.
In person. In person. There's a lot of online conferences.
That's not a real conference. Just like it's not a real church, but like no masks and in person, 800 or 900 people piled in an indoor soccer.
Because that's all that would take. If you guys remember, we were going to be in Nashville, and I had an event center, and I told them, because Nashville's closed down, wasn't going to let us happen, and the event center said, we're going to honor the mandate. I said, I'll pay your $1,000 a day fine. Right. I told them that. I was like, we'll pay it. No big deal. We'll go for it. And they're like, no, we can't do that. And everything. So we had to move over to Franklin, which was open, and the only place we could find in Franklin was this soccer. Green turf arena, which is fantastic.
Again, how God writes the stories is funny, because Christchurch still meets in the gym.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
And if anything, I think that venue helped set the tone. This is not a flashy, typical flashy Big Eva conference. This is not what it is. And if anything, I actually thought the acoustics in there were the best we've ever had. Venue. I felt like we made that place ring when we were singing.
Yeah, even with that turf that's trying to kill your sound.
It still worked. But it was just, it set the tone in the right way. Everything set the tone the right way. So it was a joy and so refreshing.
And I remember, I want to make one comment here. I remember when we were scheduling out our conference, we decided to do a conference before COVID hit, and but when we were looking at format, one of the things we wanted to do is we wanted to create a conference that was not the typical kind of, you go to your suit and tie kind of Christian conference where you sit down and hear a bunch of talks. We actively wanted to kind of create a conference where the fellowship was very tangible. The even with our vendors, everything was in the same room. But then we wanted people to walk away with some tools from the conference, not just knowledge in their head, but tools from the conference.
Something to do,
to do, which was where the concept of beer and psalms came out of. We'd done beer and psalms in our community for a long time, but we're like, we think we need to start the conference off this way. We want people to come and immediately begin fellowshipping instead of just immediately get the first talk of the night kind of things. Actually, no, let's start off with fellowship. Let's start off with beer. Let's start off with treats for the kids. Let's start off with psalms, and then teach people which is why Aaron comes, teach people something. We actually, print up the packet and say, go home and work on this with your church at home. Right. So that was the idea behind starting off a conference with beer and Psalms, which we've had to explain a lot.
Yeah. Aaron, what's the response been? I mean, I think if I remember right, I mean, maybe the ratios have changed a little bit between conferences, but frequently I would say probably half, if not more than half of the people at the conference have never sung psalms and hymns like this in their life.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What's the response been?
It's been hunger.
Yeah.
It's just like, getting fast food and then finally encountering a meaty meal. It's like, this is what I've been waiting for. This is so different than what I've been used to. And it really has been something where people are, the take back from the conference, one of the biggest things is the psalm. The thing that makes the biggest difference in their daily Christian, weekly Christian life is bringing those psalms back and incorporating psalm singing. And we saw it happening with families. Yep. They say, we're taking this and this is what we're using for our family devotional. Right. And then seeing other churches that are starting to look to that and embrace it. The feedback has just been hungry for more. We want more of this because there's something richer and deeper here than what we've been getting.
I think one of the things that I've heard a number of times that have really stuck with me too is, in addition to all that, people frequently say the thing we never expected and the thing that we came away with loving the most was the singing. Yeah. And you're like, I know my talk wasn't that great, but
all the speakers hang their heads.
Yeah,
I worked really hard at the talk,
but you know what? I love that. Yeah. I love that. Yeah. I love the fact that that's the thing you came away with. And then, the other thing too, though, that a number of people have mentioned over and over again is that they love the men singing, and they love how their kids love singing.
Yeah.
Our conferences are full of families. Yeah. Teenagers all the way down. A lot of homeschool families just sort of take the bus to the conference and bring everybody there. They're hanging out while the talks are going on, while the singing's going on. And the kids love the singing. The teenagers love the singing. The men can actually sing this stuff. It's not, this is not some kind of soft evangelical thing. These are militant songs. They're made for congregational singing, and they're made for men to lead. And I've heard, that's the thing that I love hearing those reports. We love the singing. Maybe that's the thing we remember the most. Well, and then the men and the kids love it too.
If you've been to those Big Eva conferences, it just sort of takes the normal evangelical approach to worship music and church music, which is there's something, some talent happening up on stage and it's getting pumped out to you. And then you have an individual sort of moment response with God. And it's not lights on, hearing each other, looking at each other, singing together, singing in parts that weave together harmoniously and beautifully. And so that is something that we are trying to recover. And that is why I think people who go, was not expecting this, because what they expect, they haven't thought about that before. And they get there and it's like, this is different. Yeah. But I like it.
I want to say one thing about parts. That's why we bring Aaron, because he's good at kind of teaching and breaking down each part. And it really is a great way to learn how to sing, because what a part does is it puts you in your range. That's actually what it does.
I think it's one of the reasons why men like singing, because they're made for different parts to sing.
It puts you in your range. And related to that is a lot of men think, I can't sing. I can't pick up a pitch. I can't follow. But actually, when Aaron breaks it down, it's like, it really is easy to pick up. I'm deaf in one ear. We brought this up before. This brother's deaf. I was born that way. Who knows what happened. But and I can follow parts, and I can actually follow some tenor and some bass depending on the song and everything. And it really is it gets you just so excited to sing, because you're participating in a way that you actually feel like I'm doing it.
Yeah,
I'm doing it. Yeah, I'm singing a part. I'm doing it.
That's the thing is,
I'm part of the team.
I think one of the reasons why it was that take home for people was because they are used to being consumers, and secondary participants. You're getting some sort of kickback from the thing happening on stage. At our conferences, the only thing happening on stage is me jumping around. That's about it. And so the music, all of it is actually it's the group singing. It's the people singing.
Right.
It's not what's happening on stage.
That's right.
So it's funny. I remember 2 years ago sitting on the show and having this conversation about people don't know what they're getting into here. They don't know what to expect because they're not used to this,
right?
And they're going to have to do the work. Like they're going to have to do it,
right?
But then they're going to reap the rewards
You're going to taste it.
You're going to taste it, and it's good.
Yeah.
And now, I think we'll probably have quite a few returning folks that have experienced it before and are saying, "Hey, come other people, check this out."
Right.
And so I'm excited to go back again and
see where we're at,
and just reinvigorate and encourage people along to that next level.
One other thing just to note here is that we do beer and psalms, but for the record, you don't have to drink beer.
No, we have drinks for the kids.
There's water and lemonade and pop and things like that and juice and stuff like that. If that's something in your background where you say, hey, I'm just not comfortable with that. Hey, come sing psalms. You don't have to do this. And please know that we have very high standards in terms of we don't have any place for drunkenness. This is not that's not what we're about at all. And we usually remind people of that even at the beginning of the conference. Gabe usually says, "Hey guys, be faithful, be Christians about this. This is a good gift of God." It's dangerous.
Yep.
Just like the Psalms.
Just like the Psalms.
That's right.
And you say, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Well, it's because God gave wine and beer to us. And it's dangerous.
It's a good gift.
It's a good gift.
It's dangerous. Yeah.
It's dangerous. And that's one of the reasons I think why we believe that, this is the serrated edge. This is the serrated edge conference. And like, why is the church so weak? Why is the church so impotent? Well, because our worship is impotent. And one of the reasons why our worship is impotent is because the most potent thing you can get there on a Sunday morning is grape juice.
Yeah. Which is
if it's a communion Sunday.
Yeah. Once a quarter.
Right?
Once a quarter.
Or once a month, whatever. But Jesus gave us a meal with bread and wine. Right? That wine is dangerous. That wine bites. We need to be faithful stewards of those gifts. But beer is one of those gifts. But again, if you're not sure about it, come join us, sing Psalms, watch it for yourself, see if there's wisdom in it, see if there's fruit in it.
I'm sure we got a couple Nazarites coming.
Couple Nazarites. But they better have long hair.
Right.
Hey, the Psalm of the day is Psalm 136. I'm about to be overtime. Sorry.
We're going. We're going past it.
We're just going to go through it.
Neil's going to make it work.
Okay, cool. Psalm 136. I'm not going to read the whole entirety of it, but that's what was playing earlier, the sea shanty. Yeah. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His mercy endures forever. Oh, give thanks unto the God of gods, for his mercy endures forever. Oh, give thanks to the Lord of lords, for his mercy endures forever. To him alone who does great wonders, his mercy endures forever. To him that by wisdom made the heavens, for his mercy endures forever. And it goes on for another 25 verses, that refrain. His mercy endures forever. It picks up with creation. It goes through the Exodus and redemption. And it's just this glorious psalm of rejoicing in God's mercy. So this is a psalm of thanksgiving, and it's a psalm of remembering. And these two things really do go together. You can't be grateful if you don't remember God's goodness.
That's right.
And being grateful is the best way to remember God's goodness. It helps you remember. This psalm begins with creation, traces God's goodness through the Exodus from Egypt and the beginning of the conquest of Canaan, and then it closes remembering the central thing, which is the mercy of the Lord, remembering us in our low estate. And that really is the astounding thing. The God who made the heavens and the earth, the whole cosmos, remembers us in our low estates. He remembers us in our lowly daily activities. And we know that he remembers us in our low estate because he came down and joined us in our low estate in Jesus. If Israel knew this in the old covenant, how much more do we know this in Jesus? There's nothing too low for Christ. I love the video they made with this sea shanty. I don't know if you're going to play it or not, Neil, but there's these images of people kneading bread, doing construction projects, sitting in their cars, eating meals together. The mercies of the Lord endure all day long, every day. It's all gift. It's all grace. The mercies of the Lord are in there, in it all. In our cars, in our kitchens, in his word, in his people, in the trials and the joys, and in everything in between. One last point is simply to note that this gratitude is one of our central weapons against the flesh, the devil, the world, and the FBI. Do you want to fight? Do you want to fight this folly? Do you want to fight this corruption? Start here. Start with gratitude.
That's right.
Remember all the things of God. Remember everything he has done, and then sing about it and rejoice in it. Romans 1 says that when all the invisible attributes of God were revealed in the created order, those who rebelled began by refusing to acknowledge God and refusing to give him thanks. And in that ingratitude, their foolish hearts were darkened, and professing to be wise, they became utter fools. And then they got jobs on CNN. Therefore, God gave them over to sexual immorality.
Andrew Cuomo.
Yeah, where does the LGBT Gestapo come from? It comes from hearts that refuse to thank God. So follow this closely. The thing they hate is joyful Christians. The thing they hate most of all is joyful marriages, joyful homes, joyful tables, joyful churches. And at the same time, it is that joy, that gratitude that singing will overcome. The singing of praise to the Lord is what overcomes the world. And it's also potent for driving all your sins and temptations away.
Why haven't you signed up to our conference yet? It's October 6th to the 8th.
Yeah.
Knoxville, Tennessee. We do have a couple scholarships to give, so email us at contact@fightlaughfeast.com. We have people that fund scholarships, and so if you want to also fund scholarships, you can again contact us at Fight Laugh Feast, or you can actually go to the website and buy some scholarships for us.
Oh, nice.
And everything. That's a big help. We have a number of people on our scholarship list, so those who want to fund and those who want to come and get on the scholarships, we love both. We want to make room for everybody.
But come sing with us.
October 6th to the 8th. There's
Aaron
so many
Snell's
more
gonna be
announcements
there.
coming. Look forward to seeing everybody there.
We're making a list. We just made a list today, and we're gonna publish it. 13 songs that we decided on. We're gonna make a song list with recordings.
Yep.
So you can start singing them in your own home now.
Get ready,
on the
people.
way to work, in the car, so you can sing at the top of your lungs with us.
Hi, I'm Robert Borton, CEO of Classical Conversations, the world's largest classical Christian homeschooling community. I'm launching a new podcast, Refining Rhetoric. If you like cross-politics or just listen to hear what crazy stuff they're saying today, you will enjoy Refining Rhetoric. You can find us on your favorite podcast platform. I practice the 15 tools of learning by interviewing great guests, looking at current events, and talking about cryptocurrency.
This is where Dave and I plan this year's company holidays.
Let's go through the list.
Easter.
Too religious.
St. Patrick's Day.
Too white.
Mother's Day.
Way too cisgendered.
All of your usual holidays have been canceled this year.
But we still have Karl Marx's birthday!
Need a real reason to party? Find a new job at redballoon.work.